Welcome to part 2 of the session. So, in this particular session, we shall have a look at the Code of Professional Ethics for teachers. But before that, let me share my screen first. Hope my screen is visible to all. Whosoever adopts teaching as a profession assumes the obligations to conduct himself or herself in accordance with the ideas of the profession. A teacher is constantly under the scanner of his or her students and the society at large. Therefore, every teacher should see that there is no incompatibility between his or her precepts and practice. The national ideas of education, which have already been set forth and which the teacher should seek to inculcate among students, must be his or her own ideals. The profession further requires that the teacher should be calm, patient, and communicative by temperament and amiable in disposition. Let's have a look at some of the responsibilities which are desired from the teachers. The first and the foremost is, since a lot is expected from the teachers, in that aspect, a teacher must follow or adhere to a responsible code of conduct and demeanor that is expected of him or her by the society at large. Second, there should be a clear distinction between professional life and personal life of the teacher. And the teacher is also expected to maintain the dignity of the profession. Third, a teacher must always evolve himself or herself and continues to strive for better excellence in his or her study and research. Fourth, a teacher should clearly and distinctively express his or her opinion at professional meetings, seminars, workshops, conferences that can help in the contribution of knowledge. Fifth, a teacher must be active as far as membership in professional organizations is concerned, and a teacher must always strive to improve the education and profession through these memberships. Sixth, a teacher must perform his or her duties in the form of teachings, tutorials, practicals, seminars, and research work in a conscientious manner and with utmost dedication. Seventh, a teacher must cooperate and assist in carrying out functions relating to the educational responsibilities of the college and the university. Eighth, a teacher must facilitate or help in various activities in a college or a higher education institution like admissions, counseling, mentor-mentee approach, conducting examinations, invigilation, and evaluating transcripts. Ninth, a teacher must participate in extension and co-curricular activities that also include community service. Now let's see, what should a teacher do for the students, or what is the relationship between a student and the teacher? The first, a teacher must respect the right and dignity of his or her student and allow the student to express his or her opinion in a free and a frank manner. Second, a teacher must be impartial and unbiased with the student, irrespective of his or her, of irrespective of the student's religion, caste, creed, gender, physical characteristics. Third, a teacher must recognize differences in aptitude and capabilities of the students and strive to meet their individuals' needs. This means that a teacher must be clever enough to identify the slow and the fast learners and must devote time to the slow learners so that they can be brought at par with the fast learners. Fourth, encouraging the students to improve their attainments, developing their personalities, and at the same time contributing to community welfare is one of the relationships or is one of the expectations from a teacher with respect to his or her student. A teacher must instill and inculcate in a student a scientific outlook and respect for physical labor and ideals of democracy, patriotism, and peace. A teacher must be affectionate to the students and not behave in a vindictive manner towards any of them for any reason. A teacher must not get even with a student for his or her mischief. A teacher must pay attention to only the attainment of the student in the assessment of merit. A teacher should be available even beyond the class hours and help and guide the students in whichever way is best possible. A teacher must always help students to develop understanding of their national heritage and national goals. Now let's look at some of the relationships or the responsibilities between a teacher and the colleagues. A teacher must treat other members of the teaching fraternity in the same manner as they themselves wish to be treated. A teacher must respectfully speak to other teachers and help them for professional betterment. A teacher must refrain from lodging unsubstantiated allegations against colleagues to higher authorities. Now, let's look at the relationships between teachers and their higher authorities. A teacher must discharge his or her professional responsibility according to the rules that are in line with their profession in initiating steps through their own professional or institutional bodies. A teacher must refrain from undertaking any other employment and commitment, including private tuitions and coaching, which are likely to interfere with their professional responsibilities. A teacher must cooperate in formulating policies, vision, mission of the institution by accepting various official charges or, or additional work that have been assigned to them by the institution. A teacher must cooperate in the formulation of policies and other institutions and also accept these policies with open arms. A teacher must fully cooperate and be in sync with the authorities for the betterment of the institution, keeping in mind the interest and conformity with dignity of the profession. A teacher should refrain from availing themselves of leave except on unavoidable grounds and as far as possible with prior intimation, keeping in view that particular responsibility for, for completion of academic schedule is not disrupted. Let's look at the relationships between teaching and the non-teaching staff. Teachers must respectfully treat the non-teaching staff as fellow colleagues and equal partners in a cooperative manner within every educational sphere. A teacher must help in the functioning of joint staff councils covering both teachers and non-teaching staff. Let's have a look at the relationship between a teacher and a student's guardian. A teacher must try to see through teachers' body and organizations that institutions maintain contact with the guardians, their students, for the purpose of mutual exchange of ideas and for the benefit of the institution. Lastly, let's have a look at the association between teachers and society. A teacher must recognize that education is a public service and must strive to keep the public informed of the educational programs which are being provided. A teacher must work to improve education in the community and strengthen the community's moral and intellectual life. Third, a teacher must refrain from taking part in or subscribing to or assisting in any way activities which tend to promote feeling of hatred or enmity among different communities, religions, or linguistic groups, but which are actively working for national integration. This brings us to the end of the part 2 of the session. Thank you.